Ever wondered why the hair on the back of your neck stands up when you watch a horror movie? Or why you feel a rush of adrenaline when you're about to ride a roller coaster? It's a paradox, isn't it? Fear, by definition, should be something we avoid. A primal instinct designed to keep us safe from danger, yet there's an undeniable thrill that comes from the chill down our spine, the quickened pulse, and the sense of relief when the threat passes. It's like we're hardwired to enjoy the sensation of fear. But why? What is it about fear that can be, in a strange way, enjoyable? Is it the rush of adrenaline, the thrill of the unknown, or perhaps something deeper within our psyche? It's a question that has intrigued scientists, psychologists, and thrill seekers alike. Stay tuned as we delve into the fascinating world of fear and learn why we actually enjoy being scared. Fear is not just a feeling, it's a complex response triggered by perceived danger or threat. Now let's dive into what happens when we encounter something that scares us. Our body instantaneously responds to fear. It's like an alarm system that goes off when danger is detected. The heart rate accelerates, the breath quickens, and adrenaline floods our system. This is what we commonly refer to as the fight or flight response, a primal instinct that prepares our bodies to either confront the threat or run for our lives. This physiological aspect of fear is deeply rooted in our evolution. Our ancestors were constantly exposed to life-threatening situations, and this fear response was a crucial survival tool. It allowed them to react quickly and appropriately to predators or other dangers. Now, on the psychological side of things, fear is closely tied to our perception. The same scenario could be terrifying for one person and entirely mundane for another. Why is that? Well, it's because our fears are shaped by a combination of experience, knowledge, and our individual mental and emotional states. It's also worth mentioning that fear isn't always linked to real threats. Sometimes our brain can misinterpret situations, leading to irrational fears or phobias. For example, some people might be terrified of spiders even though most species pose no real threat to humans. Fear also has a social aspect. Shared experiences of fear can strengthen bonds between people. It's why we love watching horror movies with friends or telling scary stories around a campfire. These shared fears create a sense of camaraderie and mutual understanding. So fear is not just about the scary things that make our hearts race. It's about survival, perception, and even social connections. It's a complex and fascinating aspect of our human experience. So fear is a survival mechanism, but how does this explain why we enjoy being scared? Well, to answer that question, we'll need to delve into the psychology behind fear enjoyment. But that's a topic for our next scene, so stay tuned. Believe it or not, our enjoyment of fear is rooted in psychology. Yes, you heard it right. Our brains, complex as they are, have a funny way of turning fear, a survival instinct, into a source of enjoyment. But how does this happen? Let's start with a concept known as the excitation transfer theory. In simple terms, this theory suggests that when we experience fear, our body undergoes a surge of energy, a rush of adrenaline. This heightened state of arousal can intensify positive feelings once the fear is over. Imagine you're watching a horror movie. Your heart's racing, you're on the edge of your seat. But once the movie ends, that fear turns into exhilaration and relief. That's the excitation transfer theory at play. Then there's the paradox of pleasure. It's a fascinating concept that suggests we can enjoy negative emotions like fear within a safe context. Love a good ghost story around the campfire? That's the paradox of pleasure. We're able to enjoy the thrill because deep down we know we're safe. And let's not forget about the power of hormones. Fear triggers the release of certain feel-good chemicals like dopamine and endorphins. These chemicals can create a sense of enjoyment and accomplishment. So, in a way, our bodies reward us for being scared. Lastly, fear also provides a unique form of escapism. It allows us to focus solely on the present moment, temporarily pushing aside any other worries or stressors. It's a strange form of mindfulness, if you will. These theories provide a glimpse into our twisted love for fear. But how does this play out in real life? Well, stay tuned to find out. From haunted houses to scary movies, real-life examples of fear enjoyment are all around us. Have you ever noticed the rush of adrenaline when you're about to enter a haunted house? Or the thrill of suspense when you're watching a horror movie? These experiences, while terrifying, are strangely enjoyable for many of us. Let's take a closer look at these examples. Haunted houses are a classic case of fear enjoyment. As you navigate the spine-chilling corridors, your heart races, your palms sweat, but the knowledge that it's all just make-believe helps you enjoy the fear. It's a safe way to explore the thrill of danger without any real threat. Similarly, scary movies offer a controlled environment to experience fear. As you sit on your couch munching on popcorn, you're aware that the monstrous creatures on the screen can't harm you, yet the suspense and horror depicted can send chills down your spine, making you feel alive and excited. Thrill rides, such as roller coasters, are another example. They provide a physical experience of fear, with dizzying heights and heart-stopping drops. Yet you know that you're securely strapped in, and the ride is designed with safety in mind. This allows you to embrace the fear and transform it into exhilarating enjoyment. These activities highlight a key aspect of fear enjoyment: the perception of safety. Our brains can differentiate between real threats and make-believe ones. When we know that we're safe, we can let ourselves enjoy the thrill of fear. This is why we line up for haunted houses, buy tickets for horror movies, and strap ourselves into roller coasters. But it's not just about fear. These activities allow us to vent our emotions, feel a sense of accomplishment, and even bond with others. Fear-induced euphoria can bring people closer together, creating shared experiences that strengthen relationships. While these activities are thrilling, there's a darker side to fear-seeking behavior that we must be aware of. Fear-seeking can be fun, but there's a thin line between thrill-seeking and self-destructive behavior. As much as we've delved into the benefits of fear, it's crucial to also address the potential downfalls. For some, the pursuit of fear can become an addictive chase for adrenaline. This adrenaline addiction can lead to risky behaviors, as the need for that fear-induced rush starts to overshadow rational decision-making. This desire for ever-increasing levels of fear can also lead to desensitization. Over time, the things that once thrilled us may no longer have the same effect. As we become more and more desensitized to fear, we might seek out more intense and potentially dangerous situations to recreate that initial feeling of terror. The constant exposure to fear can also have psychological repercussions. Despite the feel-good chemicals released during a scare, too much fear can lead to anxiety and stress. The body can struggle to differentiate between real and perceived threats, and this can result in a constant state of tension and unease. Moreover, there's the risk of trauma. While most of us can distinguish between a real threat and a safe scare, traumatic events can blur these lines. Encounters with genuine terror can lead to post-traumatic stress disorder, a severe condition that can have long-lasting effects on mental health. So, while fear can be fun, it's essential to understand and respect its limits. Just like any other emotion, fear should be experienced in moderation. It's crucial to recognize when the pursuit of fear starts to cross over into hazardous territory and take steps to maintain a healthy balance. After all, fear is a survival mechanism, not a lifestyle. Today, we've journeyed through the fascinating world of fear and discovered why we sometimes enjoy being scared. We dove into the basics of fear, unveiling how this primal emotion is an evolutionary adaptation designed to keep us safe. We explored the psychological theories behind fear enjoyment, revealing that our affinity for scares often stems from our perception of safety and the thrill of overcoming challenges. We also touched on real-life applications of fear, showing how it can be a catalyst for bonding and catharsis, as well as a mirror reflecting societal anxieties. Lastly, we ventured into the darker side of fear-seeking, reminding ourselves of the potential risks and the importance of balancing thrill with caution. In understanding and respecting fear, we gain the ability to use it as a tool for self-discovery, growth, and even enjoyment. But let's not forget that fear is fundamentally a survival mechanism. It's important to remember this as we navigate the thrilling, hair-raising moments life has to offer. Remember, fear is a survival tool, not a plaything. So, enjoy your scares wisely and safely.